Some people thought Marco Rubio had a very strong night. I thought all three of the other candidates besides Trump were decent and had their moments, but nobody had a television moment. If they did, we'd all be talking about it. How do you think Rubio did here in his must-win home state?
Well, I think he did better than I think anybody expected. He did better than I thought he was going to do. It struck me, though, Mark and John, that all four of the candidates on that stage looked as if they were tired of these debates, that they were exhausted. They didn't want to be there. I thought Kasich had a good night. He have a good night to stay in there. But Governor Dean, Howard Dean, I mean, you've been through these things. What did you think?
I agree. I think they look tired of having debates, first of all. Second of all, the thing that struck me the most about the debate was the discussion about Social Security, where you had Donald Trump taking an orthodox Democratic position on Social Security, which was we're not going to change the retirement age, we're not going to change the benefit package, and Cruz and Rubio more aggressively saying, yeah, we are going to change it. We're going to have to cut things. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do that. It always has struck me that that's a peculiar platform to take in Florida, especially for Marco Rubio, whose career is on the line on Tuesday.
Yeah. Michael Steele, I love saying this. This is your party.
Yeah. And you'll cry if you want to.
And I own it. It was on the stage last night. One of the things that I think struck a lot of people, at least it did me, I'm wondering what you thought, is Donald Trump was so restrained, and he was right when he said this. He was surprised at the civility on the stage last night. But your thoughts, sir, about your party?
Well, I thought last night was the most mature debate that they've had in a long time. I thought everyone went in there to do exactly what they needed to do, and that is for Rubio to get back to where he was 4 weeks ago, and he did that, I think, very well. In fact, I tweeted out that that's the Marco Rubio that scared his opponents and inspired his supporters. We saw that guy last night. Maybe a little too late for that going into next week. John Kasich, again, is elevating his game at every turn. I think he's getting a little bit more traction. Now, whether or not it's enough in time to really propel him to a competition, to make it a three-way as opposed to a two-way race between Cruz and Trump, we'll see. Cruz was, I think in many respects methodical in his takedown of Trump at various times. Trump, as Mark pointed out, pushed back accordingly. Last night was the most civil and the most Republican debate I think we've seen in a long time.
Michael Steele calling this a mature debate, a civil debate, and a Republican debate. Others last night described it as the death with dignity debate for all those people on the stage, not named Donald Trump. Chris Jansing in Ohio, why don't you take us through some of the highlights of the debate?
Hey, guys. Well, the Drudge Report maybe described last night's debate best with this headline. Finally, they're boring. Debate number 12 for the Republicans saw the candidates ratchet back the personal attacks and focus mostly on policy.
I will do everything within my power not to touch Social Security, to leave it the way it is, to make this country rich again, to bring back our jobs, to get rid of deficits, to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse, which is rampant in this country, rampant, totally rampant. And it's my absolute intention to leave Social Security the way it is, not increase the age, and to leave it as is.
The bottom line is we can't just continue to tiptoe around this and throw out things like I'm going to get it for fraud and abuse. Let's get rid of fraud. Let's get rid of abuse. Let's be more careful about how we spend foreign aid. But you still have hundreds of billions of dollars of deficit that you're going to have to make up. And here's the thing. If we do not do it, we will have a debt crisis.
One of the things that is critically important, listen, we've got lots of challenges in the world, but the answer can't just be wave a magic wand and say, problem, go away. You have to understand the problems. You have to have real solutions. It's like government spending. It is very easy. Hillary Clinton says she'll cut waste, fraud, and abuse. If only we had smarter people in Washington, that would fix the problem. You know what? That is the statement of a liberal who doesn't understand government is the problem.
You have said positive things about Putin as a leader and about China's massacre of pro-democracy protesters at Tiananmen Square. You said, quote, when the students poured into Tiananmen Square, the Chinese government blew it. Then they were vicious, they were horrible, but they put it down with strength that shows you the power of strength. How do you respond
to... That doesn't mean I was endorsing that. I was not endorsing it. I said that is a strong, powerful government that put it down with strength, and then they kept down the riot. It was a horrible thing. It doesn't mean at all I was endorsing it. As far as Putin is concerned, I think Putin's been a very strong leader for Russia, but he's been a lot stronger than our leader, that I can tell you. I mean, for Russia, that doesn't mean I'm endorsing Putin. And strong doesn't mean good. Putin is a strong leader, absolutely. I could name many strong leaders. I could name very many very weak leaders, but he is a strong leader. Now, I don't say that in a good way or a bad way. I say it as a fact.
Well, Donald Trump also stood by his recent new controversial comments about the Muslim faith.
Last night you told CNN, quote, Islam hates us. Did you mean all 1.6 billion Muslims?
I mean a lot of them. I mean a lot of them.
Do you want to clarify the comment at all?
Well, you know, I've been watching the debate today, and they're talking about radical Islamic terrorism or radical Islam, but I will tell you there's something going on that maybe you don't know about and maybe a lot of other people don't know about, but there's tremendous hatred, and I will stick with exactly what I said.
I know that a lot of people find appeal in the things Donald says because he says what people wish they could say. The problem is presidents can't just say anything they want. It has consequences here and around the world.